Identify yourself.
Yes, sir.
Let us know who you're with and whether or not you're in support of the opposition.
So my name
to the
is
bill.
Mikayla Arciaga. I'm the Georgia Advocacy Director for IDRA. We're an education policy and research nonprofit. We are here in opposition to the bill. I'm here to just raise some of the concerns we have about the federal program. First, that there is really no need, if the will of the governor is that we participate in this program, to codify it permanently. Conservative estimates on this program are putting us between $21 and $30 billion at the federal level, which, while it's correct that that's not going to come directly out of our coffers, we are already suffering from significant federal cuts. And so losing federal aid at that level is going to translate to either the state having to pick up that gap, because those funds support our kids in rural communities, our kids with disabilities, our kids living in poverty. And so to say that this isn't going to cost the state anything just is not entirely accurate. I also want to just raise that this is in contradiction to the work that this committee has done to try and hold similar programs that we have in the state accountable. The SSOs, or the regulations governing the SGOs compared to the SSOs, are much looser than what we have in code as a state in Georgia. One of the ways is in the administrative cap. In Georgia, we only allow for SSOs to take 5% off the administrative cap, and at the federal level, it allows for 10%. Our concern is that this decision, as it stands, has been made unilaterally with no public input, no accountability measures. It drastically limits the amount of management the state can influence on this program.
You talk about the federal public input. I mean, this is a public meeting.
Oh, sure. But the decision to opt in was made by the governor. There was no chance for the public to weigh in. There's no mechanisms compared to what even we have in Georgia for reporting accountability, transparency accountability. Standards for the schools are much looser than what we even have in Georgia.
You're pivoting back to what the federal rules are, correct?
Yes.
And you're saying that even though there's a federal dollars coming to the state of Georgia, it's not touching our state budget. You've got a problem with the federal legislation.
We have a problem with the state opting in permanently. What's missing from the House version is several declarations in the Senate version which say it's the intention of the body to opt into this permanently. There's no guarantee that this program is going to exist permanently just because we say it will. And so we feel that there should be a process similar to this every year or whatever the will of the committee would be. I know 5 years tends to be kind of the area for this body as far as making informed decisions about fiscal investments, that some level of evaluation review from this body should be part of this decision if we decide to opt into this program at this scale.
Right. Questions from members of the committee? Chairman Carpenter?
Yes, sir. So just so we're clear, if the federal closes the program, then this legislation goes away. So opting out of it in the future, if the feds drop the program, will not be necessary because it won't exist. Is that a fair conversation?
Sure.
So if the Fed program goes away, this goes away. Is
Correct.
that okay?
But for the interim, saying that we're just going to automatically opt in every year as without any sort of review or accountability just feels somewhat counter to what I've seen from this committee and our body as a whole.
But we're talking about federal dollars, not state dollars, and so normally when we're talking about tax credits in the state, it's about state money, not federal money.
Sure.
Okay.
But when we're talking about the amount of funding coming at the federal level, it's going to impact all of us. And when we have limited dollars going to other resources, including our public school system, diverting billions of dollars compared to the hundreds of millions we've lost is...
But I think you're back to the federal discussion. That part of the discussion is more appropriate to your colleagues in Washington, D.C.
Sure.
And lobbying them, but to the Chairman Carpenter's point, the federal dollar stopped, then it stops, and this General Assembly does convene every single year, and there's nothing to stop next year's General Assembly from making needed changes, and that's what we do every session is
arguably
revisit it.
The fact that there's not a mechanism back in this legislation for that would indicate that you'd have to have the political will to come back and review that decision every year if it's not part of the mandated conversation.
We got 256
Sure.
elected seats here, and any one of those members can drop a bill in any time to start that discussion. But any more questions for the members of the committee? Hearing none, this is a